Ever fantasize about having the power to say yes to a multi-million-dollar loan? Or maybe you're the person everyone goes to for budgeting advice, and you're wondering, could I do this professionally? Well, today we're diving into the world of credit managers, the financial gatekeepers who assess risk, manage funds, and make those kinds of high-stakes decisions every day. And to help us navigate this career path, we're tapping into insights from RoleCatcher, a platform dedicated to helping people like you figure out their ideal career.
What's interesting is that when you think finance, you might picture Wall Street chaos. But credit management is actually this balance of analytical skills and understanding people's financial stories.
Okay, so let's break down exactly what a credit manager does, according to RoleCatcher.
They're the ones who set the rules of the game when it comes to lending. They determine who qualifies for credit, how much they can borrow, and at what interest rates. They're analyzing financial statements, diving into someone's credit history, and ultimately deciding if they're a good risk.
It sounds like a huge responsibility. So, naturally, there are pros and cons,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher highlights the earning potential, and it can be substantial. Plus, you're constantly learning and facing new challenges, so it's rarely boring. But it's also high pressure. You're dealing with people's financial livelihoods. Often in stressful situations, you need a certain personality type to thrive in that environment.
So it's not just about being good at math. You need to be able to handle the human side of finance, too.
Precisely. And that's where the mix of hard and soft skills comes in, which RoleCatcher emphasizes a lot in their guide. They actually break down the skill set into percentages, and get this, almost 60% of the job relies on math skills, so yes, those numbers are crucial.
Okay, that tracks. But what about the other 40%? What are the soft skills that are so vital in this role?
Well, active listening is huge. Imagine someone applying for a business loan. You need to hear their vision, understand their financials, but also pick up on any nuances that might signal a higher risk. And then there's critical thinking. Every credit decision is like solving a puzzle, weighing different factors to reach the best outcome.
So you've got this interesting blend of analytical prowess and people skills. But let's say you're just starting out. What does that career ladder actually look like according to RoleCatcher?
They've charted out a pretty clear path, and get this, it often starts with the role you've probably heard of, the credit analyst. They're the ones really digging into financial statements, maybe even doing some forensic accounting to make sure everything adds up.
Sounds detail-oriented. Then you climb the ranks to credit officer. What changes at that level?
This is where those negotiation skills come into play. You're not just crunching numbers, you're presenting loan terms to clients, explaining the rationale and finding that sweet spot where everyone feels good about the deal.
Okay, so you're starting to see the bigger picture now. Where does the path lead next?
RoleCatcher highlights the assistant credit manager role as a key stepping stone. Imagine dealing with a situation where someone can't make their payments. The assistant credit manager steps in to find a solution, whether that's restructuring the loan or exploring other options.
That sounds like it takes a lot of diplomacy and problem solving. So you're mastering those skills, putting out fires left and right. Is that when you finally ascend to the credit manager throne?
You got it. At this level, you're not just reacting to individual cases, you're setting the overall strategy for the entire credit department. You might be deciding what types of loans to offer, setting risk tolerance levels, or even implementing new technologies to streamline the whole process.
It sounds like a huge leap from analyzing spreadsheets to leading an entire team and shaping the direction of a company's credit decisions.
It is. And that's why RoleCatcher really emphasizes continuous learning. It's not enough to just land the job. You have to keep evolving with the industry.
Which makes sense, especially with all the talk about fintech these days. It feels like finance is changing faster than ever. What does RoleCatcher have to say about that?
They actually dedicate a good chunk of their guide to navigating the world of financial technology. For someone exploring a credit manager career, this is crucial because you're not just crunching numbers anymore. You're essentially at the forefront of a tech revolution.
Okay, so for our listeners who might not be familiar with fintech, can you break that down a bit more? What are some examples of how it's changing the game?
Imagine instead of just looking at a credit score, you have access to alternative data like online spending habits or even social media activity. Fintech is making it possible to analyze this data and get a more nuanced picture of someone's financial health.
So you're saying those late-night online shopping sprees might come back to haunt you?
Potentially. But on a serious note, it allows for a more holistic assessment, which can be beneficial for both the lender and the borrower.
That's really interesting. So as a credit manager, you're not just crunching numbers, you're becoming a bit of a data detective.
Exactly. And that's where those certifications that RoleCatcher mentions come in. They might seem like a jumble of letters, but things like the Certified Credit Executive, CCE, or Certified Credit and Risk Analyst, CCRA, show potential employers that you're on top of these evolving trends and have the skills to navigate this new landscape.
It's like a signal to employers that you're not just stuck in the old ways of doing things. You're ready to embrace the future of finance.
Precisely. And that brings us to another key takeaway from RoleCatcher:
Wow.
standing out in a crowded job market.
And in the age of AI, even getting your foot in the door can feel like a digital obstacle course.
That's where RoleCatcher's advice on beating the automated recruiter becomes really valuable. They delved into how artificial intelligence is changing the hiring game.
So we're not just sending out resumes to human eyes anymore.
Not necessarily. AI-powered systems are often the first line of defense, scanning for keywords and specific skills.
So it's like your resume needs to speak AI now.
In a way, yes. And RoleCatcher provides some really cool tools to help with this. Their CV and resume builder is designed to use language and formatting that these algorithms are looking for.
It's like having a secret decoder ring for the digital world.
Exactly. It helps you tailor your application to each specific job description, increasing your chances of getting noticed.
Okay, so you've made it past the AI gatekeeper and landed an interview. Now the pressure is really on. What does RoleCatcher recommend for acing that crucial conversation?
They are huge advocates for preparation. In fact, they have a database of over 120,000 interview questions categorized by career and skill.
120,000 questions. Talk about being prepared for anything.
Right. And here's the really cool part. They also have an AI-powered tool that analyzes your practice answers and provides feedback.
So it's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Precisely. You can record yourself answering common credit manager interview questions and get insights on your delivery, content, and even your body language.
That's incredible. They really hold your hand through the entire process, from crafting the perfect resume to nailing that final interview.
They do, and I think that's a testament to their commitment to empowering individuals in their career journeys.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of credit managers, wouldn't you say? We've gone from understanding the basics of the role to navigating the complexities of fintech and even outsmarting AI recruiters.
It's been a fascinating exploration, and RoleCatcher has provided us with some really valuable insights along the way.
They certainly have. But I think it's important to remember that no matter how much information you gather, the most crucial step is taking action. If a career as a credit manager speaks to you, don't just dream about it. Go after it.
Absolutely. The financial world needs individuals who can analyze, strategize, and act.
For our listeners out there who are feeling inspired, remember, the power to shape your financial future is in your hands.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one approving those million-dollar loans someday.
This has been The Deep Dive, helping you navigate the depths of knowledge so you can reach your full potential. We'll catch you in the next episode.